Right about 2000 it starts moving. Holy shit. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we got a little bit different video on a machine that you guys really haven't seen much of, but it's a 2021 Polaris General 1000. It's my dad's machine, and today we're going to be installing a clutch kit in it. He recently just got the ECU tuned, and he also got the clutch kit from the same company, Gilomen Innovations. And this is supposed to really make this General come alive. Get everything out of the package. And yeah, the cool thing is they got, like, they add other things, different weights and stuff, so you can actually adjust it. And they come with very, very detailed instructions on how to fine tune it. They did a lot of testing with these kits, and they have everything where you can fine tune it, all down to like running different belts makes a difference, different size tires. You know, if you want to run tracks, you got different, you know, weights to run. I mean, and you can run it for different, let's see, there was somewhere I seen, oh, right here. So depending on how your elevation, how you want it to engage, so smooth and low, you can like turn to like run different springs, different weights. I mean, they really went through and tested this, so you can tune it exactly how you want it, which is really cool. And then like the instructions are extremely detailed, because I don't know how to do this, so this has been a learning experience for me as well. But with how detailed these instructions are, it's gonna be super easy. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna start by pulling the cover off and getting the belt off, and let's try to start installing this. So
Right here. There she comes. Okay.
That's pretty easy to pull out. In the instructions, they make it sound like it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to pull out of there.
You gotta, if you just try to force it out, it gets wedged in there, but you just gotta wiggle it just right, and then boop, out it comes. Here's where we gotta put the rollers in.
Okay.
Take those pucks out, put the rollers in. It'll save on this clutch, wear and tear on this clutch a lot.
Okay. And they say to leave the primary on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What we do is take these screws out, pull that cover, and that's how we get at the weights.
Okay. Well, we might as well pull the belt off first. To make removing the belt easier, your General should come with this tool, and you just jam it in here, and you kind of just pry on it a little bit. I have a General in neutral, so it spins, but by doing that, it spreads the secondary out, and then it loosens the belt up, so you can pull the belt off easier. Just walk the belt right around and pull it off. It is a little tight.
Okay, and there's your belt.
Perfect. So you remove the big bolt on the primary using either an 18mm or a 13/16. Some machines are different, I guess. On this particular one, it was an 18mm. So you remove that big bolt first. We'll be removing this front cover right here next.
Feel the spring tension.
Yeah, so you might want to put your hand over it so it doesn't shoot out.
Yeah, we'll get her close.
There she is. Okay, yeah, that's simple enough. Yeah, next we'll be remove these bolts that hold. What is this called? This is these are the
weights.
For the weights. You just use a 1/8 inch Allen and a 3/8 inch deep well socket and take these out.
Pull that bolt.
Just like that.
Weight. That's the stock weight.
So the guys at Gilomen said these are all set up for us. We're just going to run them how they are and try them. And then we'll just replace, when you take the stock one out, you'll replace it with these. Put them in the same way, using the same bolts. And that's when you torque them to 20 inch-pounds. So, got one out. We'll shove her back in. Somebody is wondering on the setup that we're running in here. So, as you can see, there's different weights in here. And these are the extra weights that it comes with. He actually wrote on the box, oh crap, that what the weights are. So this is the number 1, this is number 5, so it's, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. So there's 3 weights, 2, 1, 1. So many weights are in each of these. And like I said, the instructions explain how to change it all and you know, if you want to fine tune it and change it up a little bit. But they told us this is probably the best setup with the ECU, and to try this first, and we can fine tune it if we want. But this is pretty much their best setup from what they recommend. Because Dad went down and talked to him when they tuned his ECU. You can send your ECU in too, and they'll send it back to you after they tune it and everything. Real easy kit to put in so far. So we're gonna get the other, since we just showed you the one, we're gonna throw the other two in and be back when we start putting it back together. Dad said it adds 10.7 horse, which for those of you that obviously know, on a machine that doesn't create an insane amount of horsepower, 10 horse is a lot. So should be a fairly noticeable difference. So it doesn't hurt while you're doing this is to blow out all your clutches and stuff. As you can see, look at a lot of air or a lot of dust gets built in that stuff. So not a bad idea to clean everything out while you're in there. The green spring on there, and then you got to make sure you line the X up on here with the X on your clutch right there, as we got it at the top. So put that on, and then you'll reinstall the bolts. We're gonna put a tiny bit of Loctite, blue Loctite on these, and they're 9 foot-pounds. We're gonna just hand tighten them with, you know, at the palm of your hand. Don't over tighten them, because these are the ones that can break really easily. Once you push in on it, get all the bolts started. It might take 2 people. Dad was able to do it himself. They're not crazy hard to push in, but it is also kind of awkward in there. So get them started, put a little bit of blue Loctite on them, and snug them down. And then that one is done. I lied, not done. We still gotta put the big bolt in. That gets torqued down to 80 foot-pounds. We just finished up the primary. Might have to get up a little pry bar to shove in there to help torque it so it doesn't spin. But now we're gonna take out the primary, or the secondary, I mean, and start on that one. That one will actually take off the machine and do on the bench. Alright, so once you got your secondary on your bench, you can either buy the clutch tool like this, or you can just go to Menards or Harbor Freight, not Harbor Freight, but or Home Depot, Fleet Farm, wherever it's got threaded rod. It's 3/8, right?
3/8 inch threaded rod with
some bigger washers.
fender type washer. 2 of them, 2 nuts.
Because you'll be taking these for T25 star bits, whatever you want to call them, and there's tension in here because there's a spring in here. So you want to do this to slow it so it doesn't shoot across the garage or smoke you in the face or something like that.
Yeah.
So now you got that snug down there, we'll take these off. Yeah, you can see the tension on there if she's coming out.
So what we'll do is we'll pull this one out, and that washer off, and then we can set it down. Okay, then we can pull
that right out. And then we'll be replacing this with the Gilomen Helix.
Okay, so we got that. We got that.
Just goes in from the back side and punch right through that little hole right there to punch out the roll pin. Let's see. Back over, and hopefully this one will come out a little easier. Oh, this is a lot easier already. You can see it coming out a lot faster. Yeah, I'm not. Pull that out. See where they were. Look at how much worn that wore already.
Where your secondary?
Yeah, where is your secondary? Look how much these have worn in 3,000 miles already. But then you'll take these rollers. These will replace these blocks, and then you'll put the new roll pins in, and that's it. And it's supposed to just make things a little smoother. Does that come with the kit, or was that extra?
Extra. These are $40 for the.
Yeah. So if you guys are doing the kit, they really recommend these. So we're gonna assume it's probably worth the upgrade. And just tap back in, line the hole up with the roll pin, tap the new roll pin in, and that's it. Pretty simple. So we'll
First of
do
all, we're gonna want the spring.
new spring on. Yeah, see, I line it up just like that. 2 X's. And then we'll shove the rod back to it. And you just kind of keep working it down until it's lined up and snug, and then you put the bolts in. Definitely, we keep moving it around a little bit, making sure nothing's binding as well. You don't want to wedge anything where it's binding and end up wrecking something. So a word of advice, it does say this in the instructions, but if you're doing this, make sure you have this tight and do not try to compress this into the clutch using the torque screws, because if you use those, you could actually break the ears off, and then you'll torque these to 48 inch-pounds.
Okay, that one's tight. Maybe it won't.
There's 2, 3, 4, let's go. Perfect.
You can see how much tension's on there. Look at that washer.
Yeah, this one's bowed right in.
You might want to double that up with another washer.
Yeah, you guys might want to buy thicker washers or double them out, because it did cone these pretty good. There's a lot of tension on them. A lot more than I think people realize. The secondary clutch on, you'll put the General in gear and shake the clutch back and forth to kind of work it on, make sure the splines are lined up. You will put the 15mm bolt in with a little bit of blue Loctite on it, torque to 43 foot-pounds. Alright, I don't know if this is recommended. This is the only way we could hold it enough, was to literally go down through here with the pry bar and kind of like hook it in here to get it to torque. I don't know if you guys can even see this. Let's see if I can get this in here. We kind of went through up into there, down. It is really hard because it's hard to hold. It's 43 foot-pounds. Don't sound like a lot until you're trying to hold it. So figure out how you can do it. You might have to try a couple different ways to get it torqued, but once you get it torqued, that's actually all there is to it. The clutch is on. We're going to grease the drive shaft, throw the clutch cover back on, and she should be ready to take for a rip. Oh, yeah, put a belt on yet, too. Uh-oh, might need that. Alright, we got the belt on. I will tell you what, it is a lot harder to spread this. We fought with that, getting it on a lot more because the spring tension's a lot stiffer, but now the belt cover is ready to go on and ready to go for a rip. Cover's back on. She's running. She didn't take off yet, so I must have did something right. Definitely a little higher engagement. Does it seem like it engages a little higher when you first take off?
Yeah, before, as soon as you touch the gas,
that's what I figured.
A little bit would take off. And now look at it.
I figured it took a little bit more RPM. Oh yeah. Yeah, about just shy of 2,000. Right at about 2,000 it starts moving. Holy shit. I think it damn near picks the tires up. It's got to at least stretch it right out.
It picked him up on dry blacktop.
Yeah, right now it's wet out and it's kind of icy. Holy shit. It definitely has a lot more oomph than it did before. Look at the high ones. Yeah, that's a lot better. I think it feels a lot torqueier than it did when it was stock. It sets you back more, it feels like. Yeah, I picked up speed pretty fast. That was 40.
It's supposed to be like 85.
What was the top speed before?
About 70. Right around 70. How do you get?
It's way torqueier now. It's a lot more. Instead of being so like gentle and like, yeah, it's right there now. It's a lot torqueier. That's crazy. more boggy. It's a lot.
Burns the tires at high range.
Yeah, 31s?
30s.
30s. So it's got 30s on it, and it'll burn them at high range. Now, I didn't do that before. I honestly think if the road was dry, it would probably pick the tires up because it's fighting traction, and them are some big tires. And if you watch the tires, they're squatting a little bit, how like light, you can see how light they get.
Okay, that was low range, this will be high range.
Okay, so now he's gonna do high range. It is so close to picking the tires up. Well, there you guys have it. It runs better. It is a hell of a lot more responsive. These actually will run cooler too. They run about 15 degrees cooler. You hear the fans just kicked in. It kicked in at 191 degrees rather than, like Dad said before, it would kick in right around 204, 205. So it kicks in a lot cooler now. So the machine will run a lot cooler. It's got his flags on there. But yeah, it is way more responsive. We did do some four-wheel drive launches, but my phone didn't record it. The belt did get a little warm. They do recommend, they have, what is their belt called? The G-Force? It was something it's in the instructions. They have, they recommend they make a belt, or they have their brand of belt that they like to run on these. Dad said he's, when it's due for a belt, he's gonna switch to their belt. It will run a little bit. I think it runs a little less RPM with their belt. A little torquier, yeah. With the Polaris belt, it runs a little higher RPM. The tire come right off the ground. Decent amount of travel. It walked right through it. Walked right through it. The camera probably doesn't even look that bad. She's fully extended. Yeah, these things are freaking cool. It's amazing how much the clutch kit won't get up, because they don't run a crazy amount of RPM until you, like, the clutch kit really makes the RPM climb compared to stock. So now when you, like, the mid-range is where, in my opinion, like both of our opinion, like the mid-range is where it really woke it up compared to everything. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more content on this thing, just comment down below. This thing is pretty fun. We're gonna do a bunch of riding this summer with the four-wheelers and stuff, so he'll be riding with us, and it'll be fun to do some more stuff with this, because not a whole lot of people have these. A lot of people have the Razors, and these things are pretty cool. I think they're really underestimated. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.